Hi everyone, and thank you very much to Nik Peachey for joining us today. This is the first of a new series, for the LTSIG website. We're having a relaunch, and Nik has very kindly offered to come along and do our first of a new series called 3x3, where we ask 3 questions in 3 separate short interviews. So this is the first one kicking off today. Thanks very much, Nik, for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm flattered to be the first one to be asked.
Of course. Well, who else? Now,
well, I can think of a list of people, actually.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Sorry for everyone else who's coming next. And yeah, ignore that. I'll edit that out. First of all, maybe before we start off, maybe just give a short intro into your journey in ELT.
Okay, where I am now is I'm a head of learning for an online school called English Up, which teaches students to speak English online using tools like this. Where we're based in, well, we're not based in Brazil. I wish we were based in Brazil. we're actually sort of launched in Brazil, but I'm based in London with the team in London. Teaching Brazilian students, soon opening up in Colombia as well, and sort of hoping to sort of push that global. My entry into English language teaching was kind of a bit odd, I guess. I started off teaching by teaching the guitar in a prison, and got interested in teaching, and sort of did a CELTA course in Cairo back in '92, and got more interested in the teaching than guitar playing, and ended up spending the rest of my, I guess it's going to be the rest of my life, doing things to do with English language teaching.
Fantastic.
I've been a CELTA trainer and a Delta trainer. I worked freelance for about 7 years doing sort of project management and developing online projects and things like that. Got really interested in technology when I had my first daughter, because I was living abroad and wanted to keep her in touch with sort of her sort of first language culture, and saw the way that she sort of grew up using a computer and for communication, and how it developed her, and did a master's in educational technology at Manchester, and got hooked on this technology stuff, really, I guess. So,
Tech. Fantastic. Okay, that's brilliant. What amazing story, though, from the guitar in the prison to where you are now.
Yes, it all started in prison.
Yeah, I'll be careful how I edit that bit.
Yes.
All right, let's get started then with question number 1. What's your favourite ELT app or book of all time? Is it possible to have just the one?
I guess in terms of apps, it probably is. For me, it's just the camera app on my phone, really.
Huh?
You know, the fact that you can take photographs and make what is almost, TV quality video with a simple mobile phone. For me, coming from the analog era, as I originally did, that's amazing. I find that amazing, and a great tool for use in the classroom. Making videos and with students, or using video for communication, or creating portfolio. There's just so much that you can do with that one app, and that's that really is amazing. I can remember sort of working places where I had to sort of bring in audio cassettes and try and record students, or trying to find pictures in magazines and things like that. It's just so much easier now, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
In terms of books, it would probably be a choice of 2. It would be Mario Rinvolucri's Challenge to Think, which is a book that I love, and it's one of the few books that's been on my bookshelf like forever.
Yeah.
Which is a great book. Dig into it if you can. And the other one, again, Mario Rinvolucri, is Once Upon a Time, which is storytelling ideas.
Yeah, classic.
Which I love as well, but just because I don't know, there's kind of nothing to do with grammar in them. It's just sort of communication and sort of getting involved with the language, and really enjoying using it. And that's what I've always found to be important about teaching and learning.
Yeah, and stories. Once if you can engage students, learners with the story, you can really teach them anything.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what age they are either. I've done them with adults up to any age. I still love stories. Who doesn't love stories?
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thanks. Next one. Who has influenced the way that you approach teaching?
Strangely enough, this goes back to my guitar learning days when I studied music, because I actually studied music originally and studied the guitar. And I had a couple of guitar teachers who were kind of magnificent players, but weren't the best teachers. But I had one guy, my first guitar teacher was a guy called Nik Peachey, who probably no one's ever heard of, I'm sure. But he taught me to play the guitar without ever taking his guitar out of the case. He taught me how to learn and how to figure stuff out for myself. And that's something that I've sort of carried with me through my teaching, is this ability to be sort of an autonomous learner.
Yeah.
And how to help our students be autonomous learners, I think is really important.
Yeah, giving them ownership of their own learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, because you are an amazing blogger, you've got so much. I don't know how you find the time to do it all, but what would be your top tip for somebody who's new to blogging?
My top tips, I think, are have something to give. There's a lot of quite negative blogs knocking around. I won't point fingers, but there's a lot of the, what's wrong with ELT, and I think we all know what's wrong with ELT, mostly it's the money, but, have something positive to give, do something about it. If you think there's something wrong with ELT, publish a blog that offers a solution, not just cashes over the problems again. I think that's important.
I love it. Yeah.
Be disciplined, set yourself up with a schedule and make sure you keep doing it. There's loads of blogs out there that don't get past, blog post number sort of 4 or 5 because, somebody had a good idea once, wrote 1 or 2 articles, and then it just kind of drifted out.
How do you organize yourself? Do you have, a daily schedule? How do you do it?
I don't actually. I mean, I get up very early in the morning, and because anything I do blogging-wise now is sort of in addition to sort of my full-time job, which is quite a big full-time job as well. So, I get up at 5 most mornings and, write, I guess, or read.
Yeah. Okay.
And just keeping in touch with what's happening.
All right. Thank you ever so much. We're going to sign off for this short video, and we'll be back for the next one. Thanks.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.